It's always a good thing, man. That was you, wasn't it? That noise?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's probably telling me you're getting ready to go live.
Yeah.
Bring up Twitch here.
Alrighty. Alright. We're all closed up. Alright. Feeling good. Hey, hello everyone. I'm J.K. Lord Gazamba. I got my good friend Bill with me.
Hello.
For this update, particularly because he missed like 2/3 of the adventure last Wednesday. So we wanted to do an update on adventure number 827, Seeking Sollash, for you. Talk about what happened. I know it's a little bit of a, political intrigue thing here that we had going on this one. But let's start off and just get right into it, shall we? Oh, by the way, as you can see down the lower left-hand corner, we have a bits bar. We are now full affiliate status, so thank you, everyone. We've made it. We're here. So we got some things that we're going to try for tomorrow night's game and see if it works, and just have fun with it. That's all we want to do. So this adventure started with a group, the Hiltless Swords, and it started. They were in the inn, the Plow and the Stars, which is an inn in the East End, and has 5 really attractive waitresses, all named after ex-Charlie's Angels, the character names: Sabrina, Kelly, Chris, Stephanie, Jill. They're in there. That's like their hangout place. And before the adventure even started, they were all the group that was going to be playing. A lot of the other people, like Janik, my dwarven fighter, who's who likes to is a sea dog, and his friend Tyra Banks, the Corsair. They were all fixing the ship, so they weren't going to be on this adventure. This is a group where everyone has 3 characters in it, and they get to choose 2. So those we had predetermined which characters were not going to be on this. So what we did was they were in the inn, and hey, Sprocket here, see you online again. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. You're over in the UK, so cheerio to you. They had a little incident. The proprietor of the Plow and the Stars went to the group, knowing that they'd been in there so much and that they were starting to work their way up for reputation, and probably asked the wrong person, of course. Asked the specialty priestess of Germany, who's got a real attitude, Vinitha, and that's one of Alan's characters. Look, Sabrina has been missing for a month and a half. I'm really worried about her. Is there anything your group can do? And Vinitha snidely said right back to her, I wouldn't worry. She's probably just having a 3-way somewhere, and then said, "Go get us more drinks." Well, I was shocked. It takes a lot to shock me, but I was shocked. So it didn't start off well, and he was upset. So I saw this as an opportunity to bring in a rival group. So I brought in members of the Furies, Michael Baton and Barda, which are 2 of Mark's characters. They came into the bar and started an incident, kind of a little bit. At first Michael wasn't interested, but then when when the proprietor told him, "I'm going to give you Padraig is his name. I'm going to give you free drinks for if you solve this." They were all in, so they took on the trying to find out what happened to hey Jacob and Sprocket. Hey guys, thanks a lot. This will be about a 30-minute deal here. We're going to go over go over what happened from last week. So thank you guys, really appreciate it. Like I said, we are full affiliate status now, man. So we got it finally. Michael, in turn, used this opportunity because Michael is the number one most hated player character in the campaign. I know we talked about non-player characters last week. Gilfinus is the most hated non-player character, but Bill, do you agree with me on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Michael.
Thoroughly hated.
Michael is the most hated player character in the campaign. So I was running this guy, which is one of Mark's, and as he was leaving, he slipped and spilled his drink all over Venetha. Now, Bard is an Inquisitor, which is another one of his, and she's huge. So she stood up as Venetha was getting up, and she just said, "Just sit down, don't get up." I didn't want a fight to ensue. Venetha would have lost and gotten really embarrassed, and that's not the direction we wanted to go. So he left, and he rolled some 5 silver pieces back to her for her dress, and that made her even more infuriated. So, needless to say, Alan was off on a little bit of a roll earlier on. He also had his guy Javid, who's a megalomaniac, or he's insane. He's an elf. He rolled on his insanity table, and he came out with, he thought he was a god, so he was acting like a god the whole time. So it was a difficult night with Alan, to say the least, but I got through it. So
a demigod.
I'm sorry, a demigod. Yeah, a demigod. So that went on a little bit, and I had to deal with that for a while. And Bill, just make sure you're still logged on. And
I'm still here.
Yeah, okay, cool. It went from that point to an officer of the courts of Hardby came in and asked, is the Hiltless member of the Hiltless Swords who can speak for them is here, and he stated the following: he had a official writ from a commission / writ from Judge Thea Havelos, who's one of the most respected judges in all of Hardby. She's known for her fairness, to return a wanted criminal named Sollash back to the group. Back to Hardby, dead or alive. So here were the deals on that. Brought back just body dead, returned 1,000 gold. Brought back alive, 2,000 gold. There was a caveat. Sollash is carrying a small adorned sealed box about the size of a fist. If it is returned sealed, it's 1,000 gold piece bonus on whatever he's returned as. If it's returned open or not at all monies are forfeit. And the gentleman told the group that was negotiating, this is non-negotiable. So they took it and they went, and they spent an entire day trying to figure out where this guy was, who this guy is. This guy doesn't exist. This guy's a phantom. No one could find anything out. Well, it turns out one of Bill's characters, Emin, who is what class, Bill?
He is a professional.
He's a professional, but he's a shadow mage / assassin, right? Had the information knowing that Sollash was a member of the Assassin's Guild that was kicked out for voiding 2 contracts he shouldn't have. So this gentleman was an assassin, and he was a Hardby assassin. So, thank you. Hey, Cog, thank you very much, man. Really appreciate it. We're going to do our best here to keep you entertained and show us first and second edition AD&D in our tabletop style. Really appreciate it, man. So it got pretty funny because no one could find anything out, but unfortunately Bill wasn't there, so I had to kind of NPC him a bit too until Bill got there. He had a child game engagement. So what happened was he knew that Sollash had a hideout in this town, this Villa Thunderstrike in the Aberrals. I have the map in the middle below. If you see where Storm Keep is, where the road meets the river at first, that's where High Pass is. And if you go north along the river about a day and a half travel, that's where Thunderstrike Villa is. It's in the middle of nowhere. Not on a trade route, not anywhere to be found. So it's something that it's off the beaten path, and so he had that information, and he knows that he knew that this guy should be something snapped in this guy for some reason, doesn't know why. So they went to Thunderstrike Villa. Now the map was cool. I have a picture of the map in the right hand corner, and you can't see the town. I just didn't have enough space with everyone here. I guess I could put my picture smaller, but so right hand corner shows the burned out area, and we'll get to that. But so when they got to town, there was an inn, the last call, and it was very gloomy in there. The proprietor Thomas Tavio and the mayor Brother Bunk were there, and they were mourning 3 people who had died 2 days earlier. And what they told the party was this: they were having their annual festival of the summer thunderstorm, which they have because Thunderstrike Tower, which you can see the ruined tower above, and Thunderstrike Villa are well known for getting hit by lightning strikes more than they should. So, and the tower's been destroyed by multiple strikes, kind of like a Highlander strike, right, Bill, in that movie? There could be only one. Psh, yeah, so.
Swords and lightning.
Yeah, exactly. From that, they were talking to them, and they found out the 3 people that had died was their only priest of St. Cuthbert that they had. He perished, named Archers. Yeah, serving boy. He was so great. They called him Ty the Reliable, and the dance, the great. And I know, dude. I was on a roll. What can I say? And a dancing girl named Lula, all perished. And you can see the burned out area. What happened was during this festival, they knew Sollash, but they knew him by another name, and he was there. And a woman had come up to him, and they said, and was being friendly with him. And they didn't know who the woman was. And she started asked him to dance, and they were dancing together, and everything was great. And next thing you knew, they were both fighting each other. And as this fight went on, people panicked and went everywhere, with their weapons, of course. She had a footman's mace and some other things. And then they believe she cast a fireball, blew up the tent, killed these 3 people. He took. Sollash took a lot of damage, obviously, and burnt out. You can see the trees burn it out beyond the tent area. So that's one of Bill's great terrain setups that we had there, and it's something that he's doing a great job with. So I had to utilize it and put it into the story. Down in the downtown area, they went to the mausoleum and the cemetery and found all these new gravestones for the 3 people who died. Plus, they found a gravestone also that said, now I got my contacts in, so I'm looking here. It said to the effect of our dearest Moira, lost but not forgotten. And someone told him it was like 60 years old, and some girl had disappeared in the village all these years ago. So they didn't know, they saw that and like, oh, okay, well, the girl, that something happened to her. Also outside of town, they found, and you can't see this on any maps, it would be to the left of the bottom right-hand corner map, they found an obelisk, and they said the obelisk has been there for 50, 60 years. We don't know much about it. It's got all these weird runes on it. And the group got really smart, and I was really impressed by Walt's play on this. Walt did a fantastic job. He was really thinking great on this. His character, Gattaca, who's an archer druid, or druid archer, whichever order you put it in, they went up and looked at it, and the specialty priests, some of them surmised it was the Stormlords. And we have Talos, because there's really no violent god of storms in Greyhawk. Talos fit perfectly into our campaign, so we've imported Red Knight, we've imported Talos. They're the 2. We call it the Stormlord to make it a little different. And not knowing, but they found all these little inserts around the bottom of the obelisk, and a wand fit. I think it was Mark's character. Ravati has a buckler wand. She put it in and it fit perfectly in there, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, it fits perfectly." And I realized there were spots for rods, and a spot for a staff. And so they're thinking, wow, man. So Walt said, well, man, you know what? I bet you this thing gets hit by lightning with storms, all the storms around here, and someone's taking advantage of that. So he told everyone to step back, thinking a lightning bolt spell is not going to do this. It's not. But he had Call Lightning. And Call Lightning's calling natural lightning. So he cast Call Lightning on it and hit it. And for every die of the Call Lightning, and Call Lightning does level +2, and so it added 7 charges to her buckler wand, and they're like, oh my gosh, it worked. Well, then, if you wait another turn, he cast another one, and I think the only other person who had one was Mark's other character.
He had both.
Mark's other character, McKelty, had it too. But now they're thinking, wow, this is way out of the way place. But, if we're traveling, it's only a day and a half off the track. We can maybe, because you have a druid that can cast that spell, especially, you're thinking, wow, this could actually work for us in the future. So they found that and they worked it out great. It was very, very well done on that. So back to, and that was a little sidebar thing, but back to the fight here. The last thing anyone saw of the two, they ran off into the woods toward Thunderstrike Tower. Now, I just want you to know the distance between the tower and the town, because I have limited space on the counter, on the table, is a little bit longer than what you see here. So I said it was about triple what the distance in trees. So they went, and Bills, you still have not come yet, right? You still were not here yet.
No.
You got here. Okay. So when they went up the slope, and this is the third slope you see in the upper left. The first slope you can see on the lower right-hand corner. They went up, and there were 10 harpies, and they were.
Oh no! I'm sorry, I was there.
You were here for the harpies. You just had gotten there. Yeah, there were 10 harpies.
I was there for the fight with the Parringtons on the other side.
Right. Okay. Right. There were 10 harpies, and the harpies were singing. And so the harpies, they had to fight harpies. A couple of them got charmed. It was not an easy fight.
Nope.
They found that if you can see to the right of the slope, there's a cave opening, and it drops way down. Off in the distance, they don't know where it is. They heard a huge shriek noise come out of that. So after they got rid of the harpies, so the only magic item I see did they get was a couple potions. They got a potion of heroism, potion of neutralized poison, and diminution. From that, they went around to the left, and to the left they fought a bunch. See, they circled around the tower. They fought a bunch of hippogriffs, wild hippogriffs. They fought 4 of those. They took them out fairly easily as well, and they carefully removed 2 eggs. So that was the treasure they got out of that fight. Yeah. Which was good. I mean, they have a high value, those eggs. Next thing is, as you can see the picture in the upper left-hand corner, that's the final picture. They went around, and there was a slight crevice right below. You can't even see it on the pic, but Bill's character, Merrick, fell off of it. There were a bunch of there were 6 Parringtons up, and 2 of them flew down into the crevice to get him. So a fight of 4 Parringtons ensued at that point, and they fought them, and there was some damage. People took a lot of damage, but it wasn't anything major. The group got through that, persisted, went all the way around up the second slope, which is on the other side of the tower, and then came back to where you see the picture in the upper left-hand corner, and they fought more Parringtons here that were staying in the keep area. And they decided to kill them off. And when they did, they found a body. And the body was recent, and the body was of a female and had her heart ripped out, and the heart was seeded. So Mark's idea from his character, Ravati, was to make sure we destroy that so that the another Parrington wasn't born. But they found this character, and they searched her. And they found she had leather armor on. It was very nice, but it was severely damaged, which needs to be repaired. A keen footman's mace. And if you guys don't know about, I guess you got to know about keen weapons, crit on a 19 or 20 instead of a 20. A magical short bow. Pieces of our traveling spell book. There was a page left with hold person and fireball. on it, and a couple other things, including a scroll tube. So, and they were wondering, wonder what this scroll tube is about. So they opened the scroll tube, and it was a contract, and it was not from Hardby. The contract was from Greyhawk City.
Yep.
The contract was given to the Bounty Hunters Guild by, and it says this, Sollash, in quotes, body to be brought to the Greyhawk Rope Makers Guild, dead or alive. 2,500 gold. Bill will tell you what the Rope Makers Guild code is in our game for Greyhawk.
Yeah, it's just the undercover name for the Assassin's Guild.
Yes. It's always a rope making shop or something. That's what. So yes, the Assassin's Guild is now looking for this guy for some reason. So that's more intrigue there. What is the purpose behind Greyhawk wanting this guy as well? So we didn't stop there. They found an entrance down in this keep that goes down, but on the other side of the keep there was a mine shaft that was covered up. It had a big hole in the middle, and they were interested in, let's check this out. So they saw that it went down a certain distance. What did I say? It was 60? 70.
It was 70 feet.
70 feet down, and then it looked like it hooked down below out of sight. So we had two characters go down. I think it was Rafiki, right? And
one of Mark's. No, it was Alan's.
Yeah, it was Javid.
Yeah.
It was Javid and Rafiki, and they went down. And they found down and below was a body, and the body was of an 10 or 11-year-old girl, very old, desiccated. And when that happened, when they found it, they had to go underneath so you couldn't see them. And it turned out that she apparently
was still there.
Yes, it was Moira from probably the girl that was missing in the town for 50, 60 years. So what they did was they immediately went down there, saw the body, went out of sight, and she had an undead form. A spirit came out. It was called and this is a nasty creature from one of my supplemental books, a famine haunt. And if it touches you, it really, and it did. It touched. I'm looking here. It touched one of the characters, and it made them feel like they hadn't eaten or drank in 4 days. So they had to fight that. They fought the famine haunt, and then she actually had the ability to do a slay living on it, but Javid made his save. And also insect plague in the entire shaft, so that anyone coming down would take damage. So it was a nasty undead fight. They fought her, and they defeated her, and I guess they're going to bring her body back down to town eventually. But they did find on her, and it explained what happened. They found a periaptive wound closure on her. Apparently she must have fallen down into the shaft, broken both her legs. All her hit points were healed, but her leg, that item does not repair broken bones. So she was stuck there and basically starved to death, and that's how she became a famine haunt. So they got that item, and that's where we finished.
That's so mean.
What's that?
So mean, that little kid.
Dude, I know I'm a terrible person. Yeah.
Oh no, not Johnny.
Little Johnny's salvation. That was a long time ago. So that's where we finished. Some things to consider now. Real quick. Here are the characters. Joanna, NPC. Lawful neutral human female. Inquisitor, 5th. That's a subclass of Paladin. Calliophilia, the other NPC. Chaotic Good, half-elf female. Cleric, 4. Magic user, 4. Thief, 5. Merrick, it's Bill's. Chaotic Good, human male. Ranger, 5th. Emin, lawful neutral human male. Assassin, 5. Shadow Mage, 4. Vinitha, specialty priest of Jeremy, 6. Neutral human female. Javid, chaotic neutral. And is that wood elf or wild? It's wood elf, right? Or wild elf? I don't know what he is. He's
a mage, so he's got to be at least Sylvan elf.
Yes, yeah. I think magic user, 4, thief, 5. And then let's see. Mark had Ravati, a neutral good human male, female. How's that say male? Jeez. Female water elementalist, 5. and that's a specialty spellcaster from 2nd edition. McKelty, lawful neutral half orc male, Crusader 6, our 2nd edition class. It's a cool hybrid. Rafiki neutral, and these are Waltz too. Rafiki neutral half orc male, Thug 6. That's a thief subclass. Very aggressive fighting type thief, but can't really do much more beyond that. He can hide in shadows well, but he's really bad at finding traps. And Gattaca, the Archer Druid, a neutral Sylvan Elf male, Archer 4, Druid 5. That's the group. Now remember, everyone has one other character that's not here. It's a joint experience group. Everyone gets experience in the group. I just do it that way. It keeps it even. That way, you're not worried about who you're playing. It just makes it. We've done that for the last 4 groups we've done, or 3. 3 or 4.
I think it works well because no one gets punished when someone's not there.
Absolutely.
So you can have that alternate character, that utility character who can drop in and play, and you're not worried about your favorite 1 or 2 losing out on experience because someone else couldn't be there that night.
Absolutely. So here's some questions to think about. They have 2 ways down. They have this deep shaft where the harpies are, which they don't even know how far down that goes, and or they have these steps at the bottom of the keep you see in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, heading downward, and it looks like it's going down into the natural caverns below. They haven't done anything beyond that. They haven't searched for tracks or anything outside, so we haven't gotten to that point yet. But some questions to answer. What's up with this Sollash guy? Why did he get thrown out of the Assassin's Guild in Hardby? Why is the Greyhawk Guild after him? The Bounty Hunters and the Assassin's Guild of Greyhawk is after him as well.
He made some very powerful people.
So there's a lot of questions to be answered here as to who this person is. They have the body of Cardia Dune, who's the female bounty hunter from Greyhawk, who got killed by the Perytons. I mean, when you're traveling single, man, one problem, one failed, and thing, and you're toast, and that's the problem with running out solo. So what are they going to do with her, if anything? So this leads to they're still on his trail. So where has he gone from this point? I'm interested to see what happens tomorrow night. I tried to make this one a little more of a political intrigue adventure with some monster fighting and not good versus evil type of deal. A lot of shades of gray in this one. So what do you think, Bill? You got anything to input there?
Well, one thing I'll say is the group is extremely low on healing at this point.
Yes.
Most people burned all their healing. So it's going to be interesting to see how we mitigate damage to get to the end.
Right. Absolutely. Another thing I would say is that a couple of your main fighters aren't here because they didn't come on the adventure, but I think you got enough quantity and you got a lot of spells left, a lot of offensive spells left. I see this as going to be an interesting. You can see and here's the one thing. I don't hide it's too hard for me to hide the terrain and put covers on it. But you see the master, and I'll say Dwarven Forge Master Mage. I love the stuff. I love the old stuff, and that's what's in front. It's really not a nice cavern, but if you knew how much expensive these sets are now, hey, just pretend it's limestone, right? So that's set up for, and I moved some of the town out of the way of that, but that's what's set up for tomorrow evening. It'll be one session, and we'll be done this one. And we'll see. And there are going to be a lot of decisions at the end, a lot of options for this group, and a lot of it's going to be some tough fights, but it'll be a fun time. And just to go down the road is what we're doing. We'll have, after this Thursday, we'll have one more adventure, and it's on the events list. I know it's going to drive some people crazy, but it's kind of intentional. It's going to be a hack and slash fest. Just because it's going to be a one-nighter next Thursday. It's called Murlocs, more Murlocs, and even more Murlocs. So you get the idea. You're going to get and Bill's going to be very popular. He chose the group. We're going to run the group called the Reborn next week. You've seen them in Adventure 824, a Devourer Most Foul, I think was the last adventure they were in on Twitch.
I picked the group, but I didn't pick the adventure.
You didn't. You picked the group. I gave you an option of 3 groups. You gave you Theo's Heroes, the Huntsman, and the Reborn. You picked the Reborn. So we've seen this. You've seen this group before. If you watched it, it's available in the vid. We were short. We were only with 6 of the characters in that one when we did it, but we did that with the Gibbering Mouther adventure, which is online. So yeah, that's about it for what we got going on adventure wise. And then I'm on vacation, and so the two weeks from now we won't have a game. Some things I put down. If you can see in the lower left hand corner, there's a hero point assist. We'll see if it works. I know a lot of the sites use some kind of things. We use a hero point system because with first and second edition, I assign a certain number based on level and difficulty of the adventure. Most characters in this adventure have got 3, or some got 4 based on a higher level.
Right.
They can use them for any of their own die rolls. You can't use them on opponents' die rolls, but you can use them for saving throws. You must state them before the roll. Saving throws to hits, damage even. Ability checks, you can use them, and once they're gone, they're gone. So, the bits thing is kind of cool. We'll see where it goes, but we're going to put down. It's under on our board showing all the different adventures below. Every 500 bits, we're going to allow someone, if they want to, that's watching. If we get to a 500 bit point, they can assign a hero point to any character they want, and Mark will be the moderator for it because I'm not near a PC, but Mark will be doing the job of moderating and say, hey, we got a hero point assist from someone watching. And the good thing about this is it can be used. It's a special one that can be used after the die roll is made, even. So if someone wants to save someone's butt out there, you can. If not, hey, no problem. But I wanted to be a little different than some of the other ones. I see a lot of divine favors done out there because it's in the Fantasy Grounds system. But we went with this instead because it fits right into our gameplay of working.
And we've been using it forever.
30 years. It's been at least. It's been a great system. I love. It really is nick and time saving things. It gives them an opportunity to use them where they see it, the right place, right time. A lot of times they'll be like, "Man, I should have used them on my damage. I could have killed this guy off, or I should have used it on my to hit roll beforehand." There's a lot of. Sometimes there's some regret with it that they didn't use them. But trust me, on a saving throw versus death, and you need an 8 or 9 or 10 on that die roll, you're praying for every little bit of hero point you can get at that point. So,
absolutely.
Yes. So what do you make?
Coming to play more than not.
Yep. So we have that, and we have a donation button on for Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. All monies of that go right to 100% Children's Hospital. And we're going to discuss our own emoticon. I can make one now that we're an affiliate. And my idea, Bill, what do you think about this? Is a fumble emoticon.
A what?
An emoticon is like, oh my god, or something like that, where it's a picture. All right. Well, I guarantee instead of a fumble emoticon. So
fumble emoticon.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Either a critical hit or a fumble. I can only do one, so I was thinking the fumble emoticon would be funny. Yeah. So we're going to talk about making that tomorrow night a little bit with the guys that are there to give me some ideas because it's so small. We got to figure out how we're going to do that, but we get one emoticon as an affiliate, and I figured the fumble one would be funny. If someone else comes up with a better idea, that's fine. But I just thought that would be a good idea. Hey, Bill, why don't you talk about what you're working on, man?
Me, I'm just working on a ruin set. I'm always working on something, but I can just move the camera here. So I'm just working on a 2-room ruin set. You gotta tell me if you can see it where you're at, Jay.
That's good. Down, right there. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
So it's just got some crumbled walls, and then we can use this generic building anywhere. And then if I take it over here, you can see the stuff that I've all worked on all this week. A lot of fire and
beautiful
smoke icons. I built a tower, a burnout building.
That's awesome, man.
Built a little forge and some steps in a pit trap for our master maze.
Here's a question for you. Where am I painting Murlocs?
They're prime. Well, the Baron is prime.
That's awesome, man. I was just busting stones. So Bill's doing a great job. Below on our site, there's a link to his Facebook page, Blackwind Terrain. I guess named after the Blackwind Lancers.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I know, man. It's a BattleTech thing, isn't it? Or no?
Sure is.
Yeah, it is BattleTech, right? The Blackwind Lancers, which is a division of the Northern Highlanders, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So the Blackwind Terrain, and he's got a lot of good stuff on there, and he's got one piece on eBay. He's trying it out for that, but he'll custom make stuff for you as well. He does some great painting, and you know, I'm hoping that works out, and these are all hobbies for us. None of us are trying to really make profit of it, but he takes pleasure in doing it, which is fantastic.
I mean, I like to build, so it's
great.
It's downtime for me. It's mindless stuff that entertains me.
Okay, if you look at the picture in the lower right hand corner, everything you see minus the hills, which the hills are geohex, which we've had for 30 years. Everything you see on that is his doing. Everything. All the trees, all the burnout area, the tower, that's all him. That's all Bill. That's on our table that night. So, fantastic job. Appreciate the work there. And I guess I'll see you over here tomorrow night. Normal time. We'll get cranking on this.
I'll be there.
Yep. We'll have everyone but Alan. Alan's down the shore on vacation. So we'll have 8 characters total. I don't think it'll be a problem. He burned out most of his spells anyways it was. So if anyone has any input online, we appreciate all the viewers, appreciate the new follower. We're going to. Hey Jacob, thanks man. Hey Jacob, you going to Gen Con with Mark? So not sure if you saw me or not. Mark got a. I've been talking to DM Shane on the Greyhawk channel, and he invited me to play in his game, but I'm not going because I'll be on my vacation. Good. That's it. Awesome, dude. They're great people. You're gonna have a fun time. I'm glad to see you signed up with that. That's gonna be a fantastic.
Oh, that'll be
time.
Awesome.
I wish I was gonna be there, but that's a lot. They're great people. So fantastic. I know Mark will do me right. He'll represent well, and you guys are going to have one heck of a time there. If you the 2 sites that we kind of work with is Greyhawk Channel, and the other one's Wicked Studios LLC, and they do a Return of the Bandit Kingdoms on Tuesday night, and I jointly show that on my channel, and they show our stuff on their channel. So. Oh, so did he die? see, you got to remember, Mark got his deviousness from me torture. I tortured Mark when he was younger in playing D&D. I tortured that guy. So
you just got to say it. That's it. Wah to him, and he'll stop.
Yeah, he's just paying it forward. But,
he's had years of abuse. So
yeah, exactly. He's
taking it out on everyone else.
He's had years of abuse. But now it's I've calmed down in my old age a bit. So thank you.
I'll tell you, I'm jealous. I wish I was going just to see the terrain setups and all the new figures and stuff that are coming out. That's going to be awesome.
I already got permission. I'm going next year, but I may go to Gary Con in March. Gary Con's super expensive. Where it is in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, to middle, it's an expensive outgoing compared to Gen Con. But
well, we do have PAX here in Philly in November. So
yeah, we do have PAX East, and I know some of the Greyhawk Channel people were there, so that'll be our next thing here, and it'll be at Philly. Thanks a lot. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate everyone watching, and it makes our day because, like I said, we're doing this for the fun of it. So. We're really enjoying it. And Bill, I guess I'm going to be signing off, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I will be there.
Time, man. All right. Everyone have a great night, and thank you for the This was the update for Adventure 827 Seeking Sollash. I'm Jay, a.k.a. Lord Gazumba, and looking forward to a great adventure session tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll see you then.